dissatisfaction with the lack of action by the male-dominated.
Again, I'm sorry, Ahmad, I couldn't hear that. Could you please repeat? You're giving me an example of a job that is male-dominated.
I will give you, in general, an example that women's group was set up because of dissatisfaction with the lack of action by the male-dominated.
I just want you to give me one job that is male-dominated.
Yes, one job not related. Yes, one job not related in our paper, like aircraft pilot.
Piloting.
Yes, information security analysis.
Analysis, yeah.
Analysis, software developer.
Really?
Lawyer.
Software development is a male-dominated sector? I never knew.
Yes, software developer.
Okay, very well.
Sales manager, yes.
So as you know, we watched the part right now where you are building an argument building video, how to build it. And we have 3 elements here. Could you please paraphrase because we are recording the session. So the first part is
assertion.
And what does assertion stand for?
A claim, maybe positive statement. Positive statement.
Yeah, my point of view.
I think it's like maybe assert in mathematics how to prove this. Yes. For example, Pythagoras theorem in mathematics. Yes, I know, but
don't take us there. No. We don't want your math now. No.
Okay.
Pythagoras, no. Number 2.
Okay.
So we talked about assertion. The second one that stands for R is
reason.
Yes, Ali? Okay, Mansoor?
Yeah, we said assertion, reason, evidence.
Very good. Okay. Reason means what?
The reasons why I'm doing this, why I'm speaking about this
Very good.
assertion, and also the evidence. It will be the facts, for example, reports or statistics, or survey, something like that.
Okay. Before we move into talking about our today's resolution or our motion today, I'm going to give you some useful language where you can present your own argument, okay? So in the beginning, you could say, as today, a proposition or opposition have structured our case as follows. We, for example. So for example, Mansoor and Ahmad is in a group. So the first sentence they say, we as today's proposition. If you are with, you are proposition. If you are against, you are opposition. Have structured our case as follows. I want you to start with this sentence. Then, for example, Mansoor is the first speaker. So Mansoor says, I, as the first speaker, will be talking about, and then you give me your first what? Assertion.
Okay.
Our second speaker, for example, say it's Imad, will elaborate on the facts. So Imad does the reasoning. And our third speaker, for example, let's say Hanan, will do the evidence. They will discuss the evidence. Okay? Type. How to introduce the argument? What is the phrase I should say? You could say, today we are debating the topic, we're here to discuss the topic of, okay? Of male-dominated sector, for example. Type. Or you can start your argument by saying, let me come to my first argument. My first argument is, the first reason why we are with or against is this. Okay? How would you give an example in the evidence? Say one of these phrases. There are many examples for this. For instance, in fact, you can find many examples for this real life. Just think of, let's say, for example, just think of like Ali said here, the web development sector is male dominated and cannot have any females in it. Type. Is this the only way we can do it? No. So first of all, you're going to build your argument. Then we're going to refute the other argument. So let's just do the first part. I want you to write down one sentence you choose from here, one sentence from here, one sentence from here, so that you can sit together and build an argument. Unfortunately, Hanan is not here today. She would have had the opposition and I would have been with her. So let's at least today build the argument. Next time we can do the refuting, or you can have the refuting as a homework.
Shall we choose one topic for all of us to speak about it?
We will. I will give you the topic, Mansour. Don't worry.
Okay.
Mansour, you guys did not study the. I, on the other hand, have studied it, so I'm going to provide you with the resolution, Mansour.
Okay.
You just have to send it.
The topic will be the resolution?
No, the resolution means what the sentence that you're going to argue for or against.
Yeah.
Okay, so just wait for it. Go ahead. Just take
by the way,
of the sentences you're going to use, Mansour. Yes.
By the way, the word is resolution. I used to hear it every single day in my work.
Oh, really? Why?
Because I'm working with images and photos, and it should be high resolution, low resolution.
Oh, there's a difference between resolution and resolution.
Yeah.
Resolution. It has another name which is called motion. The motion, or the phrase that we are arguing for and against.
Okay.
Motion or resolution, not resolution.
Okay. Sorry, miss.
No problem.
Now, what I have to say now, miss? You need me to say something?
Just take one sentence when you present.
Yeah.
And then one sentence when you introduce the argument, and then one sentence when you give example.
Okay. Now immediately speaking or write it down?
No, just write it down, and then you will sit together to build the argument. You can't do it alone. You will have to think together, talk together.
Okay.
Subhanallah, Imad's connection today is very stable. Everyone else is going on in and out.
I did my best last lecture to do this.
What did you do?
I thought by mistake.
I did my best. My router, I fixed it, and yes.
Did you change the company or something?
Yes, I make it larger than I was expected. I changed Vodafone to We last week.
Okay, I see.
Both of them I worked in in our home, but I choose it to do my session today. It's better than Vodafone.
You think so? Mansour, don't write here. I want you to take notes in a piece of paper, because you will be talking together and you will be using that.
Okay. I'm ready, miss.
Imad, are you also ready?
No, I'm not ready. I understand that we will make a discussion with the same.
Yes, but you will use those phrases. So you will need to have them written with you.
So we will talk about.
I will tell you what we will talk about
section.
now. Hold on. This is what we're going to talk about. First resolution today, or the first motion today, I want you to say or to argue for women should stick to the female dominant jobs. This means that women should not try do other male dominant jobs. For example, they can't be truck drivers. You can't be working in aviation or piloting. They can't and they shouldn't. And your whole argument should be for this. Women should stick to the female dominant. I know it's a bit feminine here, anti-feminine actually, but I want you to use the language I've given you to talk about this. And you can also look at evidence or anti-evidence from the Guardian article that I have given you as an assignment. Now, if we had 4, I would have normally put you in one group and they are in another group. Since you are the only group that is here, so I'm just going to let you guys work and I'm going to be a passive listener in the background until you finish this. So what is your motion here? What is your motion? What's your resolution?
Yeah. We are talking about women should stick to the female
dominant jobs.
Okay. Dominant jobs. Yeah.
Talk together. I'm listening to you. I'm here to help you.
Okay. Are you ready, Ahmed?
Yes, I'm ready. Yes, okay. Go
on. I asked today's proposition, women should stick to the female dominant jobs. And I agree with this because the woman can do a lot of work which the men can do it. For example, as our
hold on. You need an assertion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your assertion?
I support that case.
Why? This is not an assertion. This is you saying you agree or disagrry. I'm not saying agree or disagree. What I'm asking you to do is to give me an assertion.
The assertion, we said the assertion is this was the motion. Women should
no.
The male.
No. That is the motion. That is the resolution. That is not the assertion.
I'm going to say why the woman should stick to the female dominant jobs.
Okay, so why?
Because I converted like a title or subhead for this topic.
Ahmed, do you have another idea?
Please. Today we will make a discussion about a topic that we were talking about female woman-dominated sectors. Yes, women should stick to the female job. But I will give you my opinion.
Well, it doesn't matter to me which side you're in. I want you to argue for this, not against it. So, for example, you could say something like, females' nature require them to work in female dominant jobs only. So you're talking about females' nature, and that would be your assertion. Females' nature can't handle all jobs, so they should stick with female dominant jobs. So that's the assertion. Now you should give me an explanation to this. You need to explain this to me. Then you can say something like males are way more stronger than females, and therefore males can work in any job they want, where females need to stick to female dominant jobs. An example of this could be something like sewage. You know the meaning of the word sewage?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yes, in the sewage it means the system where المجاري من الآخر. So let me give you.
أيوة.
Okay.
Sewage.
Sewage.
Sorry.
Sewage. Yes. Women should not work in sewage because it's a very exhausting job. It needs a certain let's say certain criteria or certain physical abilities that women do not have. Okay. So that is the whole thing. Let me write it down to you, okay? Let me show it to you how it's made, all right? Our motion was women should, remind me. صح كده? Our assertion is.
Miss, the word dominant here, like offended work.
Come again?
كلمة dominant هنا يعني بمعنى مهين شغل مهين.
No, it means only females work in this part. So it's dominant, sorry. Dominant here means only, or the majority work here as females. Like for example, cook or chef, it's a female dominant job.
Yeah.
Nurses, it's a female dominant job. Ballet dancers or belly dancers are female dominant jobs. It means the majority of the workers are females.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the assertion would be something like this, Ya Mansour. It would be something like females do not have the physical ability to do all jobs.
All jobs.
My reason is males are, for example, are stronger than women and can do all jobs. Whereas women are weaker in build. For example, okay, I will give you my evidence. For instance, what? Sewage. Sorry?
Construction
workers, yes.
Yeah.
Should all, or is all actually, sewage sector, for example, is a male dominant job. Why? Because women cannot physically stand the job. All right? That's how I want you to do this, okay? That is my own reason here. That's my own way of thinking. I want you to do exactly the same, but not only this, also use the language here. This language, let me share with you. This one. Mansour will start by saying, we, as today's proposition, have structured our case as follows. I, as the first speaker, will be talking about Imad will be elaborating on the fact that and then you say, today we are debating, actually انت عارف كمان يعني ممكن اصلا we can since we don't have everybody here today we can skip the first part اللي هو introduction. Just give me the argument.
Okay.
It's where is it? Like this. Let me just remove the presentation part. I just want to sorry?
Yes, I understand what you mean.
Just
mean.
this.
Yes.
Okay, give me this. Today we are debating the topic or resolution. I support the resolution by saying, and then you give me the assertion. Okay? First, build your argument. Mansoor and Imad, you need to talk together.
So
Okay, Ahmed.
today, yes, I will start.
First part will for me, man. Today we are going to debate this as a topic about women should take the female dominant jobs.
Very good.
And I support this because the woman basically cannot do all the work which the man can do it. For example, as our miss said, sewage or construction work, or to be a pilot or leader for army or something like this. Yeah, this is my opinion. What is your opinion about it?
Yes, in my opinion, I disagree with your point because women and men are equal, and
Okay, hold on بقى.
in many parts of the world.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Ahmed and Mansoor, you are building one side of the argument. You shouldn't do two sides. It's only one. Because if you're going to move to the second side, you will have to do this. I see your point. Ahmed should say this, but I see your point, ya Mansoor. But I think, or yes, I understand, but my opinion is that is all very interesting, but the problem is that how to disagree بقى. How to disagree, Ahmed?
Yes, I disagree with your point of view.
Choose, no, Ahmed, I'm sorry. Choose one of the sentences I'm trying to teach you here today. For example, start with this one here. Look, I am.
I'm afraid I can't quite agree with your point.
Okay.
Yes, I'm afraid I can't quite agree with your point. There is no greater equality between working men and women in a lot of countries, but in my opinion, women can do more better than what means doing. And women can working in male-dominated sector in a good way.
Okay, Ahmed, hold on. Mansoor, I want you to interrupt his argument by countering his argument. Choose one of these phrases here.
Okay.
Excuse me, but that's not quite correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just have to disagree with your point. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you've misunderstood our point, for example.
Okay. Let me just respond to that.
Very good.
Please, how can the woman work as a army leader or pilot or in construction work? How she will carry the stone and the material or the concrete? How can she do something like that?
So, Ahmed, you'll have to give a counter argument again.
Yeah. Let
For
me
example,
just respond
tell
to
him,
that.
I see your point.
Yes.
I see your point. Huh?
Yes. If you give her a chance to trust herself and give her apprenticeship, a good apprenticeship, she will trust herself and do as better than as you expected in a lot of jobs like aircraft, maybe. I noticed that a lot of women doing this position, and also it will be a good chance for her to trust herself.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that is not quite correct. How I can give her a chance to be a leader in army? The woman always, it's like she is always like moody. And if she has a good mood, she will do something good. If she has a bad mood, she will do something bad. And and
Uh,
also physically, she can't be more strong more than the man. How she can take a hard decision in hard time.
No, in my opinion, no problem for women to do all of this. I think you notice that the Ministry of Defense in Britain maybe is a woman, and also in a lot of
I'm sorry
countries.
to interrupt.
Why not?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do not forget that the target is to use those phrases. Always begin with one of those phrases, يا شباب. It's very important. This is why we are doing this debate. For fluency
Yes.
and for coherence. Coherence means you use phrases to signal your point of view, to signal the counter argument. I want you to use them. It's very important, okay? Go ahead.
Okay. Let me just respond to that, please. That women can do in a lot of positions more better than what we expected. For example, the Ministry of Defense in Britain maybe is a woman, and I think in a lot of countries. Why not?
Yeah. Forgive me for interrupting, but I must respond that. You are talking about England, and for example, the Ministry of England, she is a woman, and I can tell
Yes.
you there is a lot of problem there. There is a lot of bombing and explosion or it's bombing every time. There are lots of terrorism accidents happened there, and there is no control there, man. And the big evidence for that, coronavirus, it's spread everywhere right now. There is no control. This is what I am talking about.
Yeah, let me just respond to that. There is no relation between coronavirus and what happened in the Ministry of Defense or
No, I am
something like
giving
this.
you example.
Example about the relation between coronavirus and what?
Okay, forget about coronavirus. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Yes.
you have misunderstood my point. My point is you speak about the Ministry of Defense, but there is a lot of problem there. There are many terrorism accidents happen there every day in England.
Terrorism, excuse me, but that's not quite correct. Terrorism in a lot of countries, in each place, you notice that
But
terrorism, although
there is a
the
high rate in
ministry,
England, maybe because of the
and also
ministry.
in a lot of countries, like our country and in Egypt, for example, you notice that terrorism and the crimes increased more and more. Although uh, although we in our society a lot of job related to male dominated. Why not?
Okay.
But at the end, I will give you an example of something important that when we talk about kindergarten and my section, or when we talk about primary stage, that we talk about male and female do the same position with a good way. In the past, women only can do this or perform this in a good way, but nowadays male can do. So we will talk about equality between working for men and women.
Let me just respond to that. Please, if you don't mind. Sometimes we are equals in some positions or some jobs, like teachers, like doctors, like engineering. something like that. But sometimes we can't be the same. There is a big difference between the man and woman. And I think by the end of this, in our argument, we will not reach for the what we can say. We will not reach for the
Uh,
yeah. We will not agree together about
sorry to interrupt
our
you,
opinions.
but
Okay, so
you
it means
have
we can't see eye to
misunderstand
eye.
our point. I will give you an example of Sweden. Is the post country as so good, and when we talk about equality between can perfect more than what about the prime minister in New Zealand
Now she is very great woman actually. Yeah,
and
she's very
intelligent
great woman.
woman?
But we are talking men in generally, not in one field or in one place or in one position, in all the positions.
Yeah, this is your point of view. Maybe I'm sorry, I'm not with you about this. Women and men are equal in a lot of position, and the majority of position may be related for men and women equality. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Peace, peace. Okay, I want you to look at the chat box. I've
I
been
defend
writing some
about
of
your
the stuff
position.
that I heard from you and some of the stuff that I want you to why not? Let me share it in another whiteboard. Okay. Got that. Type. I heard you guys today saying as bitter than, or as bitter, or as good as.
As good as.
As good
Very
as.
well, as good as. All right. The women's and the men's. What's wrong with this picture?
Women.
Women
And men.
and
Men.
men.
Women and men.
That's plural. Women, sorry. Women and men. Okay. So
How
never
can I give
women's
her?
and never men's. Okay. How I can give her.
How can I give her?
Uh-huh. Excellent. Why is that incorrect?
Because I have to use the the question word before, then the verb, then the subject.
But what if you are not saying this as a question? What if it's in the middle of the sentence? Then it would be correct. How do you expect
Yeah.
this? For example,
Yeah.
how do you expect me to give her?
It's like inquiring, not a question.
Oh, yes, it's not a question. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. More bitter than. What's wrong with this picture?
No, because better doesn't take more.
So it should be.
Because it's not a subject.
Why not just say better than? Why more better than? Why?
Yeah. As I told you, Miss, better for there are some words like better or smaller or bigger. They don't take more.
Yes.
But if you are going to use more, you will put it with another subject like more evidence, more.
Agreed. So don't say more better than anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a lot of problem there.
There are.
Yes, there are a lot of problems. And you gotta put the S to the problems. There are a lot of problems.
There are lots Lots of problem.
There are lots of also. Why not?
So,
There are lots of problems to make it all plural. There are lots of problems.
yes.
A lot of job.
Lots of jobs.
Lots of jobs.
Yes.
When you want, so look at this idiom here. So this is an expression when you disagree and you can't agree, you know, can't reach a mutual argument here. You say, okay, Ahmed, we can't see eye to eye. Or let us agree to disagree. Let us agree to disagree, or we can't see eye to eye. You have your point of view, I have my point of view. Let's just leave it to that. We can't see eye to eye. So you have a different point of view from mine. I don't adopt it. I don't understand it. But it's your point of view. I respect it. But I can't see eye to eye with you. That's it. Very well.
You mean that you not agree with me when you talk about this situation?
Oh, you mean personally, Fatma?
Yes.
No. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, because she is
Why
very
not?
soft to agree with me.
I just
All of the time I defend
come
about
on, guys.
women.
Here, it's neutral. It's neutral. I am your teacher, so I can't take sides. But I want just to teach you this phrase, which is we can't see eye to eye.
Okay.
And you know what? If you want to bring me personally to this, I would say, Ahmed, that I used to believe that I'm quite feminine, you see. So I used to believe that a woman can do whatever she wants to. But personally, like I'm getting older here, so I'm starting to feel that it's wrong, you know, for women to try to involve themselves. I mean, okay, I respect women wanting to do that. I understand why they want to. What's the phrase here? To prove themselves in these fields, but it shouldn't be anti-feminism if I say that it's better for us to just let the men do the dirty job. You know, the dirty job?
Yes.
It's like I don't work to work in sewage. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I want men to do that. I don't want to work in construction. Not that I can't. It's I don't want to.
Not our society. Why not if she asked to do this? Why not?
Well,
Because we have to respect her dignity.
Try, give her a chance to try. Why not?
Dignity, you know, dignity. She is like a diamond for us. How we can
I see.
Like
I see where you're leading the situation here. It's like you want to say, I'm doing this for you, right? To flip the table. You know this expression, to flip the table?
Yeah.
It's a male thing,
No.
to flip the table. No. It's not that I don't believe in you. No, I believe in you and everything. It's just I'm thinking of you. This is for you. I know this kind of. Type. Let's do the other one back. Let's flip the tables. I want you to argue back that there should be no male dominant jobs. Flip the table. There should be no male dominant job.
I think it's your point, miss.
I want you to do this argument here. The other one.
The opposite.
The opposite, yes. There should be no male dominant jobs. It's you, Ya Mansour. You're going to say that. Ahmed is going to do the opposite.
Forgive me, my God. No problem.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I
Yes,
just want
okay.
you to be able to voice the other side of the argument. It doesn't mean believe in it or not. It doesn't mean
Yes,
anything.
yes, I know.
Okay? So think. What's your argument? Write it down. Assertion, reason, evidence. Assertion, reason, evidence, amen. You have 5 minutes to think. You can go online. You can do whatever you want. You can look at the work because this one here it's talking about why there should be no male dominant jobs. The Guardian, the one that we had. Mansour, did you print it?
Yeah, I printed والله I missed
Ahmed, did you do the same? I think you.
Yes, and I print 4 paper worksheet.
Okay. Ah, you also printed the 4? Yeah, we would have used that, but it's only you and the
No
guy.
problem. No problem.
I'm
And
sorry.
also prepared a mathematics session for you, especially if you. But no problem.
I'll tell you what, why don't you do a video and upload it to Google Classroom and we will all watch it.
You asked to make as an explaining this or a video. You need a video.
Either way, if you have it written, upload it to Google Classroom. If you can make a video, okay, whatever way
No
you
problem.
want. It's just because we stopped the edu blogs because nobody wanted to do that. But you can do that through Google Classroom as we said before.
But if I wanted to make it like a video, my tablet was broken yesterday, so I couldn't do it
It's no
with
problem.
my computer, with PowerPoint. I can do it with my pen.
Okay.
No problem.
Whatever way that suits you.
But if you don't mind to give me a chance for 5 minutes to explain something important, be joyful at the end of our session.
Today? But
yes.
we don't have enough people today.
Okay. Yeah, next session maybe.
Okay. Why not? You want to explain live? Why not? Absolutely.
No problem.
I'm so very sorry that the rest of the guys is not here today, but I am recording the session. I'm uploading it to YouTube and I'm going to give you the link.
Maybe because Ramadan is tomorrow, miss.
No, it's because the internet, Mansour. It's because of the internet. They were here, but the internet.
What about our time during Ramadan?
Is 8 okay with you?
8. Yeah, for me it's okay. For me 8 means 9 here. No problem.
For me, we end for let me check this because I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Also 8 is for me fine because we breakfast 6:30. This gives me 1.5 hours to eat and pray and then come to the session. Very well. Let's see how it plays. Also, I can pray before the session, Elisha, so that's okay. Staying the same.
Okay.
Would you like to have a light session next time? I mean, would you like to have a session that that has a video, an explanation, and we're doing things inside the session and instead of you preparing?
Yeah, this is much better, Miss Wallahi.
Sorry, استنى كده يا منصور.
Wallahi, much better.
Because you don't want to prepare anything, huh?
No, Wallahi, actually, I'm so busy, more than as you can imagine.
We will see. I will give you one session this way, one more session.
Okay.
But you gotta prepare something. You gotta give something to get something. Meet me halfway.
Oh, I will start to do some subject and or issues in EduBlog.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. But it's like about any issues or any subject, not something specific.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If it's related to the session, that would be even more fun because it reinforces what we studied. And that's the point. You can't remember something that you studied once. If you use it over and over again, Ya Mansoor, you will never forget it. For example,
Yeah.
if you have a chance to go back today and study some of the vocabulary that you should have studied, and you use them in the EduBlogs, I guarantee that you will never forget them.
Okay.
But it's totally up to you, of course. If you don't want to curb your appetite,
Okay.
go ahead, do your.
Okay. But as you said, without assertion, we will go direct for reason.
No, I want you to give me an assertion for this. What is your point? Why there should be no more male dominant jobs? This is called resolution. This is called the emotion here. It doesn't mean it's not the assertion.
Okay.
You're a bit confused between assertion and motion here.
Okay.
Done?
Okay. Okay, Miss.
Okay, Ahmed.
Just 1 minute, please.
Okay.
Few seconds. Please.
Just make sure that you're using the phrases, Ya Mansoor, okay?
But you hide it, yeah, Miss.
Come again?
You hide it.
Oh yeah, okay, and I'm sorry. Let me show it to you. I didn't mean to.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to listen to, well, Mansoor started first, so we're going to listen to Ahmed.
Okay. Today we are debating the topic we are here to discuss the topic nominal dominated. This is the address of this of our session of
Yes,
our
yes, we're here
topic
to
today. Yes.
discuss the topic of the phrase, which is this one here.
No male dominated.
Yes, there should be no male-dominated jobs. Let me come to my first.
Let me come to my first argument that an apprenticeship is difficult for both male and female. So when we talk about job, we talk about maybe
Okay,
that
hold on.
woman
You should
still
tell me your stand, Ahmed. You should say, I support or I oppose the resolution. So I oppose the resolution.
yes,
The first reason, or because, see here, I support or oppose. You are against. So I oppose the resolution.
I support.
Oppose the resolution. Male-dominated jobs should not, or there should be no male-dominated jobs. Let me
Yes,
come to my first
I support.
argument.
Yes, I support.
You support? No.
What you said is opposite, man.
No male dominated. I will be the opposite. I defend about women's job in the past, and now we talk about no male dominated.
Okay, okay. Let me hear you. Yeah, let me hear you, Ahmed. Okay, it's fine with me. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem.
From the beginning, I just need to listen.
Okay, we are here to discuss the topic of no male dominated. An apprenticeship is difficult for both men and female. And when we talk about, for example, year salary is not equal, women still tend to earn less and enjoy fewer promotions than men. So, in my opinion, no male dominated is better and successful way for government to delete it maybe and
I'm not
okay.
sure I got your argument. I'm not sure. What is your assertion?
No male dominated.
No,
No.
That's the
No.
motion. That is not your assertion. You should tell me your point of view. You say there should be no male-dominated jobs. You are with this, okay? Give me reason.
Yes,
That is not your assertion.
Yes, I will give you a reason that according to UK government figure, 49% of apprenticeship in 2017 and 2018 were started by women and 51% by me.
Okay, but that's an evidence.
Yes.
When you give me numbers and stuff like that, that's your evidence. I see you got this from the first paragraph. Okay, I'm with you. But that's your evidence. Where is your assertion? Let's listen to Mansour and then come back to you again, Ahmed, okay? Mansour.
Okay.
Okay. I support that because we have to make equals between the male and female, like the progress countries. And if we do something like this, there is a lots of good results will be happen, like free speech, good the job opportunities. It will be equals between all the population in the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
can I say something? Okay. Can I give you this as homework? And I want you to sit down, watch again the video, understand more about the assertion, about the reasoning, about the evidence. Have a chance to read this and stand your position. So, ya Mansour, you are with the phrase. Yeah, Ahmed, you're against the phrase.
Okay.
Okay, so that's your homework. And I don't want you to put that anywhere but in the WhatsApp. I want you to include your friends. They didn't attend today, I'm sorry, but they can join the conversation through the WhatsApp. So I want this to be it's like a ping pong battle through the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Mansoor starts and then Imad starts, and do not forget to use the phrases, these ones.
Okay.
I ask you to share these phrases, please, in WhatsApp.
I will share everything. I will put everything in Google Classroom. Everything, the PowerPoint, the video, everything in the Google Classroom. Even the whiteboard, and the recording, everything, don't worry. If this is the problem, I'm putting everything, but I want you to do your part.
Okay.
Who's with?
Yes.
Who is with?
I agree.
Who's in the pro? Who?
I'm with.
Yeah, okay. And Imad?
Yes.
Against.
I'm with
Okay.
you.
Which phrases are we using? This and then this when we're going to disagree.
Okay.
Okay? Before we do this, we watch the video first. We watch the video one more time.
Okay. Okay.
Any questions?
Thank you, Miss.
Can I ask you a question quickly? Not related to our session today.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. In IELTS listening, what computer-based? Okay. Listening section is give me a chance to transfer my
no, in the computer
from a
you have to do it right away. Tick tick.
I will write as long as he talking.
Yeah, he's talking and you're answering at the same time.
I will write.
There will be no time to transfer your answer because it happens automatically.
Well, it's more difficult for anyone to do this.
Well, some people are really clever when it comes to the listening and they don't mind.
I noticed that in recent nowadays they will maybe delete paper-based, maybe
really?
According to what's happening nowadays,
because of the coronavirus.
Yes.
And they do the speaking like a program, Zoom, something like that. I don't know.
Yes. A lot of people talking about that they will delete maybe paper-based according to the current situation, and it will be available for all IELTS indicator.
Okay, but how about the speaking?
IELTS indicator? Yes. I don't know. How can he evaluate me in the speaking section? I don't know.
Well, maybe it could be automatic, like also recorded like the app test. I'm not sure as well. Don't know how the situation is going to work. How are they going to solve that? I didn't hear anything yet.
But you know that IELTS indicator started yesterday. You can register and you will take an exam in a week. Next week, you will take an exam. You will register yesterday and you will take an exam in the next week. Not for immigration, but for studies only. General training only is acceptable nowadays. Not.
Okay, Miss, shall I say
no problem for
Sure, Mansoor, sure. Can you send me that, Ahmed?
Send what?
Send me the information that you told me about right now.
Okay, but if you go to the website, British Council, you need to say IELTS indicator.